Thank you for joining me. My name is Liz and this is my movement channel, Movement with Liz. Today we're going to do a full body mobility practice. So by the end you will hopefully be feeling like you have more range of motion with your joints. You may feel like some pain or tension has released from your muscles and just overall feeling like the body feels better. So this is Aria. She may stick around for the whole practice, she may not, and she's already doing it with her eyes open. She's probably going to snore throughout the practice. So we're going to begin just warming up or just getting some movement into our joints. So we're going to start with our fingers. So it's winter here, or we've just come into winter in Australia, and I can definitely notice it, especially in the mornings, especially if we're doing kettlebell training. It's definitely gets coldness into the fingers and the hands. So we're going to start clenching them together, and then just one by one starting to uncurl the fingers and then curl them back in. So squeezing them in, making a bit of a fist, and then think one by one, curling them back out. And you can even start to add a little bit more speed. So I absolutely love doing mobility work. It's not the most exciting of movement practices. It's very different to a yoga flow or doing any kind of strength training, but just how you feel afterwards, I don't want to say it's boring, but the boringness of the practice makes it totally worth it for how the body feels. So we're going to then take that into the wrists, just starting to circle the wrists around in one direction, and I'll let you know when to change directions. You might hear some little clicks and clacks of the joints, or you may just hear my clicks and clacks of my joints. Reverse those circles. And just see if you can start to breathe smoothly. Breathing in and out of the nose. I'm going to take that up to the elbows now. So starting to kind of get some circular motions with the elbows. I don't know if you can hear that, but she's having a good old little snore. Reverse those circles. So I really think that if we want to age well and feel good as we age, we need to move the body in lots of different ways. So especially if you sit at a desk, making sure that you've got some kind of practice that allows you to kind of unwind the position of sitting. I'm going to take that into the shoulders now, rolling them up, back and down. And I don't really think it matters what you do in life. The body is going to have some kind of either imbalance or pain or tension at some stage. Reverse those circles. Getting some nice movement there through the shoulder joint. Let's take that into the neck. So bringing the chin down towards the chest and then looking up towards the ceiling. So you can breathe in as you look up. Breathe out as the chin comes down. So remember that we're not moving into pain. So just be really, really gentle with the neck and also with yourself. Let's do this one more time. Bring the head back through to center. We're going to start to just turn the head from side to side, looking right to left. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Do that one more time. Coming on down to the hips, we will get into the spine in a moment. We're going to start to just draw some big hip circles, or maybe they're small hip circles. Keep the feet on the ground. Let's get a nice winding there. Reverse the circles. And then seeing if you can just kind of isolate the pelvic region down here. So keeping the body as still as you can and just getting little hip circles. So there's going to be a little bit of movement there, maybe of your legs. Reverse. So obviously we can't fully isolate it, but we can kind of bring it in a little bit and really focus on that area. Bringing the feet together, bring the knees together, hands down to the knees, drawing some circles there. So maybe you've got some music playing. Hopefully I can be entertaining enough for you to do this whole practice, because you will feel absolutely awesome after it. Reverse those circles. This is the thing with mobility. If you're not going to do it by yourself, put something on where you will do it with someone else telling you what to do. Okay, come up to standing. Let's come into a bit more about ankles now. So put your weight down into your left foot, lift the right knee up. You can hold it if you need to, or just bring the hands to your hips. Start to draw some circles with the ankle in one direction. Reverse the circles. Swapping sides. So weight comes into the right foot, left knee comes up, drawing those circles. So a little bit of balance and stability as well. Kind of a bit more bang for your buck with the mobility training. Reverse. Bringing both feet down to the ground. Going to move now through the spine. Just be mindful here, just if there is any lower back issues, maybe just come kind of halfway down and keep the spine long. If it feels good for you though, tucking the chin down towards the chest, start to roll all the way down. So think the spine maybe like a bit of a chain, and you can roll down kink by kink. Coming down as far as feels okay. Bend the knees as much as you need to. And we're going to reverse that. So any lower back stuff happening, maybe stay here, draw the belly button in, and then come up to standing with the spine long. If it feels okay though, press down into the ground and start to unravel yourself, rolling up, realigning the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming back up to the standing position. We're going to do that 2 more times. Chin tucks, start to roll it down. I actually do have 2 doggies as well. There's another dog, but she doesn't necessarily like to hang out with Aria and I when we do this. She's upstairs on the couch. Unroll that, squeezing through the glutes. Nice and smooth. They've just had a big walk, so they're a bit tucked out. Let's do that 1 more time. So joint health, spinal health, full body health, it's all important. And it can sometimes be a little overwhelming with, it feels like there's so much that we need to do to look after ourselves. And there kind of is. But we can do some simple things a little bit each day. And it makes a massive impact over time. So we're going to focus now on a little bit of stability and balance, but also some focus through the hip area. So you're going to plant the left foot down into the floor, and then just start to lift the right knee up. So there's going to be a little bit of a shift of balance from side to side, but as much as you can, see if you can keep everything nice and square. And I've kind of been shifting a little bit more than I usually would today, but as little shift as possible to the left side. So plant it down and then lifting up. Do that one more time. Grab hold of the knee, either below or above, and then pull the knee just as far as feels okay for you. Keep on pressing down through the left foot. Release that. Let's do that again. So right knee comes up. Keep a little core brace happening here. Okay, do that one more time, and then bring it back up and hold. Oops, she's out of here. See you, Aria. She's going to go bark at the door to go out now. Okay, bring that down. Let's move to the other side, shifting the weight into the right foot. Left knee comes up and in. You might notice a little change from side to side. It might feel and look a little bit different. Think of how many times we have to do this. Even just like putting on pants, putting on socks. Grab that knee, pull it in. Walking upstairs. Walking in general. Okay, plant that down. Let's do it one more time. Okay, grab hold of that knee, pull it in, squeeze it up, press down into the right foot. And then releasing that down. Again, a little bit more focus, balance and stability, and also mobility. So I'm going to be doing a deadlift or a single leg deadlift. So I'll show you from the side first. I'm going to have my right foot planted into the floor. And then hands can be on the hips, or you can sort of keep them down by your side. I prefer to have them on the hips or even out wide in a T position. It's going to start to shift the left leg back, draw the belly button in, and then we're tipping, coming about parallel to the floor. You'll see there's a soft bend in my right knee, and then pressing through that foot, coming back to standing. So we're going to do that 10 times on the right side, 10 times on the left. So just kind of find a spot to focus on, shift the leg back, breathe in, breathe out, come to standing. I just heard that little click there of the hip. The sounds of the body. So think smooth with the movement. Beautiful hinge movement here of the hips. We have 5 more on the right side. Think long with the back leg. You're reaching out through the bottom of the foot. So really important that we're mobile, really important that we can balance and keep ourselves upright and stable. Comes in handy. So that was 10 there. Let's move to the other side. So really focusing on what you're doing. So it's really easy to kind of zone out and just mindlessly move the body. But we can really find a nice awareness of the body. We take that time to focus on what's happening. One more time. Nice. All right, let's come on down to our hands and knees. One of my favorite movements for the body. We're going to do spinal circles. So knees are underneath your hips, wrists are underneath the shoulders. Starts off kind of like a cat position or a cow position. So as we breathe in, the belly drops down. As we breathe out, we come out to the side with the rib cage, up and around to the other side, and then back down through center. So we're going to do 10 in one direction, 10 in the opposite direction. Just find the movement with your own breath. So breathing in, breathing out, take it up, over and around. See if you can make the rib cage or that midsection of the body move as one. So like one barrel out, up and around. Feels really nice for the spine, for the muscles through the back side of the body and around the rib cage. I've got 2 more. You might have been going a little bit slower, a little bit faster, depending on your breath. Reversing the circles once you've done the 10. And breathing with the movement. Let the breath initiate the movement. I might have done a few more than 10. Good. Once you've done the 10 on both sides, whew, that feels good. Going to come down onto your, actually we're going to our hip flexors first while we're here. So you're going to bring your right foot forward, tuck the pelvis under, keep the chest up, and we're going to shift the body forward and then back. So you can see here, my spine's not really moving. My pelvis has been tucked under, and there's going to be a lot of kind of tension feeling or a stretch type feeling through the front of your left hip, and then we're pressing through the bottom of the right foot to get back through to center. So find that position first, long through the spine, tuck the hips under. We're going to do 5 movements, and then we're going to hold for a stretch. So coming down, that's 1, 2, and think coming into your range of motion. Okay, let's hold down into a stretch. Breathing nice and smoothly. So we're not forcing it, just allowing it to just relax down into the position. And you can have this front foot a little bit further out, so a bit wider than the hip. Helps with a little bit of balance. Let's come back out and do that one more time. So find the position again, pelvis tucks under, spine stays long, shifting the body forward, pressing through that front foot to get back through to center. 3 more times. And just know that you could do this for up to 4 or 5 minutes on one side if you've got the time. Okay, hold here into the stretch. Breathe. See if you can relax, maybe sink down into that a little bit more. Not moving into pain or any kind of risky type feeling in the body. We work with it, not against it. Pressing up out of that, let's move into the other side. So find that position. It can be in line with the hip, the knee, or you can take it just that little bit wider. Tuck the pelvis, shifting forward and back. And it might feel different to the other side. I don't think I've ever met a completely symmetrical person. Holding into the stretch. With the upper body, keep it active, so we're not kind of just slumping down, hanging out. Keep the spine active, stay long. I've got the hand resting there, but I'm not kind of resting my weight into it. Okay, let's do that one more time. Okay, hold into the stretch. Breathing smoothly in and out of the nose. Pressing up and out of that. We're going to come down onto our buttocks, get a little bit more into our glutes and our hip joint here. So we're going to come into deer pose. So one knee will be forward. I've got my right leg forward at the moment. Knees in line with the hip. Hips in line with the knee, ankles in line with the knee. And then back foot, again, hip, knee, and then knee and ankle. So we've kind of got these 90-degree angles of the knees. Spine stays long. We're facing that front thigh. We're going to tip from the hip coming forward and then press through the bottom of the thigh to press yourself back up. So you keep the hands here. You can rest the hands on the ground. Try not to use them or use them as little as possible. That's why I kind of like to have them here. So I know that I'm just using through the lower body here. So spine comes forward, press through that leg to get back up. Let's do it 2 more times, and we're going to hold into a stretch. Okay, come on down. You can bring the forearms down. You can even rest all the way down if that feels good. Just looking for a stretch type feeling. You might feel that through the glute, down into the hamstring. Pressing back up, we'll do that 1 more time. Breathing in as you dip, breathing out to press. Two more times. Coming down, hold. See if you can relax down into the stretch. Pressing back up. I'm just going to flip to the other side, but you make your way there however it feels best to get there. So again, it might feel different. It might have to look a little bit different. See if you can line everything up nicely. Facing that front hip. So this time my left knee is forward and tipping from the hip, coming forward, pressing through that thigh as you press up. 2 more times. Come on down, hold into the stretch, either resting the forearms down or you can lay all the way down. I know this side doesn't feel quite as tight as the other side for me. Pressing up, 1 more time. So again, you can take any of these movements that we've been doing and practice them, or do this kind of 5 movements in and out, and then holding into a stretch for up to 4, maybe 5 minutes, depending on time. Come down and hold. But a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. So just make, do with the time that you've got. Or make the time to do it, and then do what you can with that time. Okay, pressing back up. Going to come onto the hands and knees again, getting an opening through the chest. So one side we're going to be doing first. So I'll just do it from a little bit from a side angle here. So I'm on my hands and knees. My right arm is going to come out wide. I'm going to turn the palm so the fingers are kind of facing, not directly towards me, but they're kind of facing, they're just going sort of just a little bit past my back knee there. This hand will stay in the same position, and it's going to start to turn and then drop down into that sort of pec area, and then press back through, come to the top. So a little bit of a twist there, and then back to center. So let's do that. We'll do that 2 more times. I've got hair in my mouth. One last time, just hold into the stretch. Just be mindful here on the neck, of the shoulder joint. Use this arm as well, a little bit of pressure into it. Hopefully you feel a nice stretch there through the chest. Let's come up and do that 1 more time. Okay, holding, stretching and breathing. Amazing. Press yourself back up. Just take a little moment. You might want to just kind of roll your wrist out a little bit. We will do that to the other side. So finding that position, left hand will turn in, right hand kind of stays where it is, and then turning to the right side and then pressing back up. Hold down into the stretch. Pressing back up. Let's do that one more time. So really different kind of feel to, say, if you're doing a yoga practice. Hold down into the stretch. So I actually stopped my physical yoga practice and just did mobility for about 4 months. And I felt absolutely amazing. Not to say that yoga doesn't make you feel amazing, but my body felt even more amazing just doing mobility training. I was also doing my other training as well. And I felt more flexible, like I had more movement within my body, less pain and tension in my muscles as well. So not to say to stop doing any kind of yoga practice if you love to do that. I love my yoga practice as well, but it was just a little experiment I wanted to do and I was pretty blown away by it. So we're going to come back up onto the hands and knees. One last little one here and then we'll come on to our back. So knees are going to come together, feet are going to lift off the floor and just start to wag your tail from side to side. Press the palms down into the ground. And just think hips are moving from side to side. And you can start to go through flexion and extension of the spine. So you might want to kind of roll up through the spine a little bit, see how that feels coming into flexion. And then even shift it into extension. Just be mindful as you're moving. And if there's any kind of lower back stuff happening, maybe just find the position that feels best and stick with it. Otherwise, you can shift between the two positions there. Feels really nice for the lower back area. Okay, let's come down onto our back and one last one for the lower body. So we're going to hug your right knee in towards your chest and then your left knee is going to draw a circle as big or as small as you'd like it to be out wide. So it comes out wide and then it comes back up to the center. So let's go 10 big circles. Okay, I've got 5 more to go. Two, good. Last one. Then hugging the left knee into the body, right knee comes out wide. Try and keep the back connected to the ground so we're not kind of flailing around, rolling around too much on the floor. We want to keep that focus through the hip area. Okay, I've got 2 more to go. Now I know I said that was the last one, but I'm going to give you one more for the upper body. I feel like we kind of didn't give the shoulders as much love as we could have. So coming up to the knees, you can even sit here like that on the feet if you'd like. Just going to take one arm up and over to the side, bring it back down. Coming up, little reach, coming back down. Might even feel a nice little opening through the side of the body as you reach. 4 more times. Good, last 2. Swapping sides. So big reach over. And again, it might feel different. You might have a bit more range on one side than the other. That could be coming from the lower back, could be coming from the mid back. But I'm hoping that you feel pretty good. Gonna do that one more time. And then let's stand up, have a little shake out. Awesome job. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope your body feels good. The more you do that kind of stuff, the better you're going to feel. And you don't need to do it for long periods of time. So a little bit each day is absolutely awesome. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you've got 45 minutes, that's amazing, but you don't need that amount of time to get results. So thank you. If you have any questions, please ask. If you have any movement requests, please ask. I love them. I had a few the last couple of weeks and I really enjoy doing people's requests. So thank you, and I'll see you next time.